Okay, so we're back in the kitchen. Okay, so we're back in the kitchen with Chef Hubert Waldron, as promised, his favorite marinara sauce. And so here he is actually pureeing, pulverizing, crushing. These were peeled tomatoes. And so you're actually making those, just dissolving those peeled tomatoes. And he's using Hunt's. And then to that, as you see over here, we see our meatballs. Remember earlier he did those wonderful meatballs. He's getting ready to put them in the oven pretty soon. But we're going to show you how to do his famous marinara sauce. This is his signature Italian dish. While we're doing that, let me tell you a little story. When we were in New Jersey, we had our own catering company. And I remember we catered an Italian event. Let me interrupt my story. Okay, Chef. So now you're adding some EVOO, extra virgin olive oil.
About 4 tablespoons.
About 4 tablespoons? Yeah. Okay. So I'll just tell you the story while we do this. So we had this Italian event. He's about to put in 6 to 8 chopped garlic and a large onion. Chopped. Okay. And those are going to saute in the pan while that's sauteing. So we did this